Can I move? Thank you. Gonna rummage through your stuff.
This police station is like a laundry. What a scandal.
Where are you? You are. You're right behind me.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Hello. I would like to speak with the Chief Inspector, if you please.
Constable Humphreys here. I am the only one in at the moment. What do you want with the chief?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am...
Sherlock Holmes? The detective that I read about in the papers? Well, that's a treat, that is. You come about the Buck Road case, have you? Indeed, we...
Not at all. We were just passing by chance. You say that there was a crime recently.
You don't know? You must be the only folk in London who haven't heard.
It won't be long until you find the culprit, no doubt.
Nothing is less certain. Suspects 0. Clues 0. It's not good for us, especially not in this district.
Okay, let's ask about the reports then. Seems a bit weird. It is something he does in Sign of 4. I remember he plays dumb about things so that people will give him information, rather than kind of make it seem that he wants it. But it seems really odd to try that here. Right, let's ask about the reports then.
Listen, this isn't what I came here for, but if I can be of service, in a confidential capacity, of course, if you can entrust me with a copy of the preliminary reports, I could study them and return later with my conclusions.
It's just that these are official documents. I can't take a decision like that without the inspectors. The sooner we know the facts in the file, the sooner we can be of help, my friend. Say, if you are Sherlock Holmes, you can find anything, isn't that true? With your magnifying glass,
Oh dear.
footprints.
My performance is often embellished by my biographer.
Ah, good. Good. I will give you the reports, but could you do me a small favour first? During my rounds, I dropped a leather folder containing some papers. Nothing of importance, but it's a big mistake. I would go looking for it myself, but I am stuck here on duty. I must have lost it near the seedy boarding house not far from here. Left when you leave the courtyard and left again in the lane. Perhaps you could go, ask around.
All right.
We shall see what we can do.
Yes, Watson will see what he can do.
Are we going to go look for these documents?
Why not? It'll give us an occasion to take a tour of the district, Watson.
Sorry, but he was coming for me. Left. Oh, hello.
Commercial Street.
Okay. The street doesn't look particularly commercial,
I have nothing to ask.
don't you? Very grim, isn't it? Murder and mutilation of a female. And according to the map, according to the opening scene, it's just down here, wasn't it? Wasn't it? No, I can't remember. No, or did we go flying off somewhere? We went flying off somewhere at that point. Hello. You're peculiarly placed.
Good day, sir. You wouldn't happen to have seen a leather folder on the ground around here, would you?
Good day, gentlemen. Finley, caretaker of this building. Here to serve. And yes, less than an hour ago. But some of the local urchins picked it up and God only knows where it might be now.
Children.
That's unfortunate. This police bag contained documents that the local police will miss.
You're inspectors?
Not at all. I am Dr. Watson, and this is Sherlock Holmes, the detective.
Sherlock Holmes, the great detective. You must be here about last night's murder. Have you discovered the identity of the poor woman?
Indeed, I'd only to read the papers.
Mine is dated from this morning, and it does not say who it is.
Was it last night or yesterday morning? They're different.
I'm not really engaged in this case, but if I can help the police, I will do so willingly.
Oh, to be sure. I've been told that Inspector Aberline is in charge. A very capable man.
Actually, I shouldn't really complain. I think these. I think the way Frogwares often works is oh no, maybe not Frogwares, but I think. I'm not sure if these are done in English first, and then I think they might be done in a different language and then translated. So that might explain why, like yesterday morning, last night, it being kind of weird and different, and the dates are a bit odd. But I don't know. Right, leather folder.
So, according to you, I have no chance of finding this folder then?
Indeed. But I, on the other hand, should be able to find it. Do me a favour in exchange. A vagrant comes almost every night to sleep in one of the nooks not far from my windows. He coughs, howls, sometimes even sings.
The monster.
He's quite hefty and I don't dare approach him. I've lost 3 tenants because of him. If it's you who speaks to the police, they will take this matter more seriously. Tell them about the captain. They'll know who you're talking about. In the meantime, I'll find your police bag.
So I have to go back. Oh, a new newspaper, eh? Right. Another Whitechapel murder, mystery, horrible murder in Bucks Row, Whitechapel. Scarcely has the horror and sensation caused by the discovery of the murdered woman in Whitechapel some short time ago had time to abate, when another discovery made which, for the brutality exercised on the victim, is even more shocking and will no doubt create as great a sensation in the vicinity as its predecessor. The affair up to the present is enveloped, is stamped, is postaged, is enveloped in complete mystery, and the police have as yet no evidence to trace the perpetrators of the horrible deed. The facts are that Constable John Neal was walking down Bucks Row, Thomas Street, Whitechapel, about 3:45 on Friday morning, when he discovered a woman between 35 and 40 years of age lying at the side of the street with her throat cut right open from ear to ear, the instrument with which the deed was done traversing the throat from left to right. The wound was about 2 inches wide and blood was flowing profusely. She was discovered to be lying in a pool of blood. She was immediately conveyed to the Whitechapel mortuary, where it was found that besides the wound in the throat, the lower part of the abdomen was completely ripped open, with the bowels protruding. The wound extends nearly to her breast, and must have been effected with a large knife. As the corpse lies in the mortuary, it presents a ghastly sight. The victim seems to be between 35 and 40 years of age, yes, and measures 5 feet 2 inches in height. The hands are bruised and bear evidence of having engaged in a severe struggle. There is the impression of a ring having been worn on one of the deceased's fingers, but there is nothing to show that it had been wrenched from her in a struggle. Some of the front teeth have also been knocked out, and the face is bruised on both cheeks and very much discoloured. The deceased wore a rough brown ulster with large buttons in front. Her clothes are torn and cut in several places, bearing evidence of the ferocity with which the murder was committed. The only way by which the police can prosecute an inquiry at present is by finding someone who can identify the deceased and then, if possible, trace those in whose company she was last seen. In Bucks Row, naturally, the greatest excitement prevails, and several persons in the neighbourhood state that a fray occurred shortly after midnight, but no screams were heard, nor anything beyond what might have been considered evidence of an ordinary brawl. In any case, the police unfortunately will have great difficulty in bringing to justice the murderer or murderers. Great fire at the London warehouses. A fire broke out shortly before 9 o'clock on Thursday night in one of the huge warehouses of the London warehouses. The warehouses were closed, as usual, at 4 in the afternoon, and there are then few persons except the night policemen and firemen left on the premises. At about 8:30, a smell of fire was noticed, and shortly afterwards, there was an immense burst of flame from the top of one of the vast buildings right in the centre of the warehouses. The volume of the fire was terrific, but at 9 o'clock the authorities of the fire brigade had heard nothing of the occurrence. Shortly afterwards, an alarm was given at the Whitechapel station. I was wondering what the connection was going to be. And the officials of the brigade instantly ordered every steamer to proceed to the scene, and the circulation of the news amongst the other stations caused steamers to be sent on from every district in London. On arrival of the engines, it was found that a fire of enormous strength was raging in the upper floors of a great building, about 150 yards long and half as broad. The flames could not have broken out in a more dangerous part of the warehouses than the site of this fire, the South Quay warehouses. They were crammed with colonial produce in the upper floors and brandy and gin in the lower. Through the great iron-barred windows, the fire could be seen raging like a furnace, and the enormous tongues of bluish and yellowish flames, which constantly burst up with great roars, pointed to the fact that spirits were aiding the progress of the flames. The scenes at 10:30 were an imposing one. In the enormous warehouses crammed with goods of incalculable value, with vast buildings on every side, and with great vessels in the wet warehouses, firemen, policemen, and dock officers were either watching or aiding in endeavouring to extinguish the fire, while an enormous crowd gathered round the great gates and gazed at the progress of the fire from a distance.
Let's go to the police station.
And he assumed they would give me another quest to go and do while I'm doing the doing of the doing. I would suspect. Oh wait, no, it was this way, wasn't it?
Excuse me, my good man.
We don't much like people with your looks round here. Understood?
Right. Yeah, so that was the way it went. I think then it jumped across somewhere, didn't it? Hello again.
So, gentlemen, have you found my police bag?
The captain.
Not quite yet. Do you know a vagrant who goes by the name of the Captain?
Captain? Yes, an old sailor, strong as a Turk and tattooed from head to toe. The drink has turned him into a derelict.
He appears to be causing some problems for the caretaker of the building at the end of the street.
What do you want us to do? Every night, stairwells, halls and porches become public dormitories, and people don't only come to sleep. I believe this man has a niece who puts him up sometimes. Her lodgings are in Commercial Street, right after the alley with the boarding house. You won't forget my folder, will you?
I hope not.
Do you believe this woman will agree to have her uncle stay with her?
No idea. Oh well, let's go see her just the same.
It'd be nice if there's a little comment that we have to talk to her. To get the bag, to get the thing. So, I mean, is it down there we want to go? No, it was on Commercial Street, wasn't it? You the lady?
Pardon me, but can you give me some information?
If you're looking for a princess lover, you've found her.
No, thank you. Nope, it's not the door.
There. This is where the niece of the Captain must live.
Certainly. Must be
Good day,
her.
miss. Would you happen to be the niece of the man known as the Captain?
Oh, yes, that would be me. What has he done this time? He isn't... Oh my god, I'm on my way.
At least you sound local. Your uncle.
Miss, we have come to ask if you could have your uncle come live with you. He sleeps under the windows of a boarding house, causes the caretaker no end of problems.
I know. I've lodged him for a while, and he was the same here. My landlord made me kick him out. I'm ashamed, you know. I never should have, given the state of his health. He coughs day and night.
Well, why didn't you take care of him?
There might be a way to calm his cough. I am a doctor. I could examine him.
He went to see a doctor at the clinic, but the medicine costs too much. I can hardly pay my rent.
We will see to it. Where might your uncle be found?
I don't know. He must be in the vicinity, but I don't know exactly where.
Alright, thank
We
you.
will find him.
Holmes, this is serious. Find an alcoholic in Whitechapel? A needle in a haystack would be easier.
Come, dear doctor, let's trust to our lucky star. Moreover, we also have our informers, remember?
Are you referring to those brats to whom you are always giving charity?
Exactly.
Hush.
My secret police. Some of them must surely roam in this area. It suffices to find them.
Thank you. I assume by needle and haystack, it's probably more accurate to say apple tree in an orchard. Would probably be a better analogy. Hello.
Hello, young man. How are you?
I recognize him. It's the lad who sells newspapers, who is always calling outside our windows at Baker Street, early in the morning.
Hello, Mr. Holmes. It's a treat to see you again. What can I do?
What was that voice? The captain.
Would you happen to know an old sailor who goes by the name of the Captain? A poor man who hits the bottle a bit hard.
Of course, Mr. Holmes. He's there at the end of the street. Round to the left he is. But be careful. He can be a tough customer, that one.
Very good, my young man. The doctor will give you a little something. Watson?
Huh? I say, Holmes?
Is he always such a skinflint with you, Mr. Holmes? Well, thanks to you, Mr. Holmes. Anytime you need me.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Batty Street.
Oh. What? I thought it was down here. Oh, it is. Down here over on the left. I don't think you're the captain. Oh, that's probably the captain.
I can hear someone coughing more than is natural, Holmes.
Yes, Watson, the poor man cannot be too far away.
Thank you, game. Down here, over on the left. Voila.
If, in order to listen to us, this man imposes as condition that we find his pet cockroach, there will be another murder in Whitechapel today, Watson. Yours.
Ah,
Whoa! Like, that's not right. That's not right. People have been horribly, brutally murdered in Whitechapel. You know what I'm going to make a joke about? Literally killing you here in Whitechapel. Twist, Sherlock Holmes is actually Jack the Ripper. Bet you didn't see that coming. State of the captain.
he is in a critical state, Holmes. He has barely a month left.
Is there a way, dear Doctor, to ensure that this last month passes in silence?
A gag.
Really, Holmes, sometimes you... Oh, really? I will make note of some medicine to get immediately that will relieve his pain.
Very well. I will locate an apothecary or a clinic.
Or a pharmacist, if, you know, Englishy. I don't know if I'm going the right way. Wasp nest, that sounds like a public house type establishment. Working men's club. Stanislav Novak. Right, I'm looking for some kind of pharmaceutical establishment. Shoes and drapery, I don't know. Umbrellas. She's now wearing blue, or she swapped with someone else. I'm myself run a bet.
I have no reason to go that way.
Okay, that's good to know. I mean, if you know where the apothecary is, you could tell me. It'd make things a little bit easier. So we get him some medicine, Dr. Watson, so that the captain goes back in, so that we can take the captain to his niece. Oh my goodness, this is a huge map. I assume I can't go any further. Oh, I can. Well, that's very nice. That's very pretty. Got a sneaking suspicion this is not where I'm meant to be. I can't actually go in there, apparently. Can I not? What a terrible step.